Is the Vice President of the United States already campaigning for 2028? Or is he simply trying to clean up a fiscal mess that the current administration refuses to acknowledge? J.D. Vance just touched down in Bangor, Maine, and his message was as sharp as it was calculated, signaling a shift in how the administration plans to handle the upcoming political battles. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and ensures you get the real story behind the headlines. Vance took his fraud-fighting tour to the heart of Maine's 2nd Congressional District this Thursday, and he didn't pull a single punch. Speaking from a hangar at the Bangor airport, with Air Force 2 idling just steps away, Vance didn't just talk policy, he attacked the status quo. He pointed a direct finger at Maine's Democratic governor, Janet Mills, and the Biden administration, effectively blaming them for a rise in state-level fraud. Vance went as far as to label Maine the bronze medalist for fraud in the country, trailing only California and Minnesota. It was red meat for the base, clear and simple. He told the crowd that the era of fiscal irresponsibility is coming to an end, claiming that while one of those culprits has been pushed to the curb, the other, Governor Mills, sits next on the list. But behind the bravado of the speech, there's a much more complex reality unfolding. The event happened under the shadow of economic anxiety. Voters in Maine, like many across the country, are feeling the sting of a 3-year high in inflation, fueled by an escalating war in Iran and the administration's massive request for $1 trillion in new Pentagon funding. Even supporters like Gontran Jean, who came out to hear Vance speak, admitted that the economic pressure is real and heavy. Yet, they see little choice but to stick with the current MAGA vision. Perhaps the most fascinating part of the visit wasn't the attack on Democrats, but the unexpected pivot toward moderate Republican Senator Susan Collins. Collins has been one of the loudest internal critics of the Trump-Vance ticket, recently siding with Democrats to limit war powers. Most expected fireworks, instead, they got an olive branch. Vance praised her independence, calling it a vital asset for a state like Maine. He essentially argued that if she were more partisan, she wouldn't fit the state's spirit. This is a masterclass in political needle-threading. Vance is attempting to keep the populist energy alive while simultaneously keeping the tent open for moderate Republicans whose votes might be the difference between a Republican majority in the Senate and a Democratic blockade. This Maine trip is just one stop on a larger, growing map for Vance. From Iowa to Michigan, and North Carolina to Arizona, the vice president is appearing everywhere. While he publicly maintains that his focus is on the present, the optics tell a different story. He's essentially auditioning for the future of the movement. By backing former Governor Paul LePage in his run for the House, Vance is trying to flip a district that voted for Trump by 9 points but has been represented by a Democrat for years. He's planting seeds, consolidating power, and testing themes that will define the political landscape for the next 4 years. So, here is the real question. Is J.D. Vance's strategy of embracing both the populist MAGA fire and the moderate establishment wing a winning combination, or is he trying to serve two masters at once? Is he genuinely looking to protect taxpayer dollars, or is this just the opening act for a 2028 presidential bid? I want to know what you think. Does this pivot to moderate leaders like Susan Collins help or hurt the MAGA movement? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to hear your take on where this is all heading. The political ground in Maine is shifting, and the stakes for the next few election cycles couldn't be higher. Whether it's inflation, the fight against government fraud, or the battle for the soul of the GOP, Vance is right in the center of the storm. Stay tuned, because the closer we get to the next major vote, the more intense these maneuvers are going to become. I'm here to make sure you see exactly what's happening behind the curtain. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.